My novel, Boston. Hi, this is Keron Bhattacharya. I'm reading from my novel, Boston Brahmin's Widow. The characters and events in this novel are fictional. Chapter 2. Mon Ami's invitation to spend a day with her comes very suddenly. I didn't know her all that well. Met her a couple of times at John's parties. Yes, the first time we met, not only was I attracted to her, but also considered inviting her to a film or a theatre. I dragged my feet, unsure. In a large apartment, alone, while her husband is away in London, the prospect of something developing between us makes it tempting. But sadly, I lack gumption. In spite of my reputation as a philanderer, when an opportunity like this knocks at my door, I run for cover. Before accepting such an invitation, I need a nod from Jobber, but she is away in Boston. The temptation to go to Mon Ami, I soon realize, is too profound to turn down. All kinds of reasons jostle in my head. But if she has a story to tell, a writer pays any price to find a great story. A few prior commitments, however, delay my trip. In the meantime, Jobber's return from the USA erases all my fear, and with it, my excitement. Her place is somewhere near Girish Park. In Calcutta, I usually take a cab to get from A to B, but Mon Ami insists on me taking the metro. Why spend money unnecessarily, Kobe, when it's just as easy to take a metro? There is a short rickshaw ride from the metro station, and the rickshaw puller would be able to show you my apartment block. Although I don't like the idea of elbowing the hoi polloi in a crowded carriage, Mon Ami is persuasive enough to make me alter my plan. On the day I rise early, most of the night a feverish sensation has not only kept me awake, but also made me burn with desire. The hour I have agreed to reach her place, or more precisely, she has commanded, is 10 o'clock. In spite of waking up early, a strange lethargy seems to have me in its grip, and I lie in bed daydreaming nervously. It's my damn luck. What else could one say about the metro not running owing to an accident of some sort in an in-between station? Predictably, there is no taxi. A private car ridden by an unsavory gang of youngsters offers me a lift to Tullygunge. Beggars can be choosers, and I take the plunge. In front of the metro station in Tullygunge, the rogues demand 200 rupees, an exorbitant price for the experience of being squeezed between a huge iron rod and the elbow of a youth reeking of cheap rice wine. Summoning my courage, I refuse to pay more than the normal taxi fare of 50 rupees, and after a lot of argy-bargy, we settle for 100. After a long journey to Girish Park, I find a rickshaw all right, but when I get down from it, numerous tall buildings skirting a playing field drive me to seek help from a footballer. In between kicking a ball, he directs me so casually that I begin to doubt his reliability, but follow his instruction all the same. A middle-aged woman waiting on the landing of the second floor, presumably for my arrival, offers me a broad and mischievous grin. She must be her sister, I conclude, and the anticipation that Mon Ami would be alone in the apartment is now dispelled. The woman points to a door. She is obviously a neighbor who has spotted me crossing the field. Assailed by doubt, I knock at the door. Who is it? It's Kobe, I shout back to her from outside. You have invited me, don't you remember? Mon Ami seems somewhat unsettled when she opens the door. Soon comes a volley of abuse for which I was ill prepared, and it shatters every bit of my romantic dream. You are an hour late, she chides peevishly, and she goes on and on, while I desperately try to keep my cool. She sits grimly on a chair. Where's your daughter? I try to break the ice. She's away with a friend. The kind of dichotomy that one faces in life from time to time. You want something, and again not, envelops me. Yes, I want Monami, and my lusting after her I can't even hide from myself. But there is something else. In her melancholy face, I am certain a story is bottled up, waiting to be released, and I want the story. Every woman is a novel, they say. A writer is constantly searching for that unique story, not the story of a love triangle, but the one through which a character shines brightly. We all want to write about Scarlett O'Hara of Gone with the Wind, or Lady Chatterley, or Rajlakshmi in Sharat Chandra's Srikanta. To achieve his goal, a writer needs patience. He wants the story to come out at its own pace. Maybe a few leading questions a writer is allowed, but the storyteller has to be in the mood to share memories of acute pain or grief. And when saturated with them, a gentle and sensitive prod is all that is needed for the story to come out like a wave. And I want that wave. I don't want a tsunami with all its debris to destroy our friendship. Monami and I have only a few hours on our own in that large apartment. The moment Joba arrives, the effusiveness I am expecting from Monami will be buried, and with it, my opportunity to possess her unique revelation. Monami needs assurance. She needs the confidence to accept me both as a friend and a stranger before divulging her inner secrets. I know I need to sit next to her and perhaps hold her hand gently. No, not like a sex-hungry predator, but a sensitive listener. In spite of my desperate effort to create the opportunity, the first thing she does is to take me to the balcony to ensure that all our neighbors have a full view of us. As I pull a chair close to her, she springs up like a coil and stands at the far end of the balcony. There is little doubt she fears the obvious. She fears me. My friend John had obviously passed on to her the stories about my various liaisons. No, there is something else, which I now sense. Perhaps insidiously, she has invited me because she actually wants sex. And she wants me to possess her forcibly, so that in her own mind, she has the justification of resisting me until my overwhelming strength makes her submit to my evil desire. Alas, the truth is, I also want to possess her. The only barrier that keeps me away from her is Joba. In no way am I prepared to be portrayed as a villain in Joba's eyes, and that is precisely the reason for allowing the opportune moment to slowly drift away. The doorbell rings sooner than expected, and she almost runs to welcome the guest. Joba's breezy and smiling face with that calming influence now greets me. Greets all over. Am I grateful to Joba for averting a mishap, which no doubt would have shamed me for the rest of my life? Perhaps, or perhaps not.